There are 4 separate Resident Evil remakes, and while I think we can all agree 3 of them are absolutely superb, with the exception being Resident Evil 3 just being halfway decent, there's always an argument about which one is the best remake. Now, personally, mine is Resident Evil 2, and I'm going to explain why. Whenever I go to fire up Resident Evil 1, it's like, which one am I picking? Not really sure. When it comes to Resident Evil 4, which one am I picking? I'm not really sure. When it comes to Resident Evil 2, it's the remake every single time. So what it comes down to is that I think the remake is the superior product. I think it's the best version of Resident Evil 2. Now, that doesn't mean it's perfect. It's far from perfect. There's components here that I don't agree with, and I hate the fact that certain parts are missing. But it's not missing to the point of, like, it completely detracts from the video game. I see a lot of arguments about Resident Evil 2 Remake not having a very good B scenario and whatnot. But the truth be told is, B scenario in the original was kind of lackluster, and people don't want to acknowledge this. But for example, Mr. X in the original is so on rails, so scripted, he's not chasing you anywhere. In the remake, he's part of the game. Everyone knows Mr. X. You had to be in B scenario to even see Mr. X in the original. It's not the best representation of that character. They kind of made Mr. X in the remake. Sure, you don't get the kendo scene where the window smash and all the zombies come through, or how iconic that is. And sure, the soundtrack is absolutely abysmal compared to 98, but everything else in the remake is superior. It's got better control, better graphics, better acting. It is so, like, grounded. I love the bullet damage on the zombies. I love dismembering the zombies like Dead Space style. When you get a zombie that's getting too close to you and you're just like, shit man, it will not go down. It doesn't matter how many bullets I pump into it. I'm gonna blow its leg off. The leg comes off, it's now crawling, it's extra slow. You really don't have to worry about it no more. The lickers sneaking around them, walking around them, does kind of nerf them a little bit. It does, but in the original where they would just attack you no matter what, this one, you can just walk around them, and it's just kind of like, I'm not sure about that. But if you do make a sound, and you make a mistake, and they do hear you, it's game over. That licker is so fucking fast. It is. And it's ferocious, and it's awesome. It looks great. It sounds great. You really don't want to piss them off. So whenever you get to parts where you've got to fight 2 in a room, you really are, like, calculating everything you need to do. It doesn't drop any of its survival horror roots either. You will be backtracking. You will be getting keys to unlock doors. You'll be getting new weapons. It works exactly the same as the original. But this time, you've got added control because we've brought the camera from fixed to over the shoulder, and it's better for it. It immerses you into the game, and it feels great to play. Also, I absolutely love the animation with the torch. When Resident Evil 4 was being developed, Resident Evil 3.5, it was dubbed now because obviously that version got cancelled. Leon held a torch a certain way, and I always thought it looked cool as shit. I know this is a sad thing to be going on about, but it just looked absolutely awesome, and I was like, damn, that is such a cool attention to detail animation. Most games, if not all games at this point, just never did it, and then Resident Evil 2 came along and was like, they brought that animation back. I love the way he puts the torch on his shoulder and holds it between his head and his shoulder while he's reloading his pistol. Shit like that is awesome. I can really appreciate great animations, I can. But yeah, the cast across the board, Leon, Ada, Claire, it doesn't matter who, they're all great. Mr. X chasing you, the gore, the gore in this game is insane. That first police officer you find that's clearly had a run-in with a licker, and the licker sliced through its jaw and through his neck, and Leon like kind of lifts the head up to inspect the body. That is now iconic. Resident Evil 2 Remake ticked all the boxes for me. Sure, I would have loved the soundtrack to have been remixed and reused here. I know you can put the old soundtrack on and play that in the background when you're walking around, but something about it just doesn't feel right. It feels very 98, and it doesn't really fit the tone of what the remake is. So I don't massively like to do that. I do it now and again. It just doesn't feel right. I would have preferred if the music had been redone, remixed, like they did in the 3 remake. Say what you will about 3 remake, but at least they got the soundtrack right. It's a shame Resident Evil 2 didn't. But sound effects, the gore, I love the way everything looks. I love the modern update to like Leon and Claire's outfit. They look way cooler now. These are really good versions of these characters. Plant 43, I never ever liked it. It looked lame. It spat acid at you. You could just kill it so easily. In this, it's like this humanoid plant creature, and if that thing grabs hold of you, if you don't have a grenade, you are dead. Those things are terrifying. They make great sounds with the drop from the ceiling. Such a good addition to the game. The lab never looked better. Just honestly, I could gush about this game, and I get it, it's not perfect. I love the alligator section in this, the remake. I've heard people complain about the alligator section, and they were like, oh, it's just a Crash Bandicoot run towards the screen, like set piece. And it's like, yeah, but the original was drop a tank, run around one of the corners and wait for the alligator to come to you and then blow it up. Wouldn't you prefer something a bit more actiony? You're running, you're sliding, and then you're shooting. It's way better, it's way quicker, it looks cooler, it's just better all around. Now, would I have preferred to have, like, Claire and Leon be able to do these same sections? Because they go through different sections they do. Sure, but it is what it is. This is what they decided to do when they switched these around. Like, you never go to the orphanage with Leon, that's a Claire section. Just things like that. And I'm not mad at it. Would I have liked Scenario B to be a bit more fleshed out? Sure. And would I have liked to have seen that zapping mechanic from the original come back? I guess, but those things missing never really bothered me. I really don't care. I like having 2 campaigns. I like the fact that you get an extra little boss fight at the end. It's not much, but it is. But yeah, Resident Evil 2 Remake, for me personally, is my favourite remake so far. Alright people, that's all I've got. If you're new here, subscribe. If you like Resident Evil 2, let me know down below. What's your personal favourite remake? Is it Resident Evil 2? Is it Resident Evil 3? Or are you in, I think majority at this point is 1 and 4. I feel like those 2 are the cream of the crop. Everyone seems to be on the same arguments where those are concerned because of what they brought to the table. There's such, like, the fill to the brim with content. I can totally see the argument that Resident Evil 1 and Resident Evil 4 are the best remakes so far. But me personally, it's 2. Okay, people, that's all I got. I'll catch you later.
You bastard. Damn it! Ugh!